And one of the most important things that I learned in life is that problems are inevitable. They're everywhere, and the most important thing that we need to do is just prepare ourselves for them. Ever since I decided to just get out of my comfort zone, I found myself in situations where I was dealing with a pile of problems and obstacles that was getting me in my way all the time. And it can be just as simple as answering an email, or maybe just an unnecessary situation with your colleague. And one of the most important things to know about them is that problems are always gonna be there. No matter how talented you are, or no matter how you think you're strong you are, you will always encounter with problems. You will always come across unnecessary situation that you don't want to deal with. You probably recognize that every phase of life comes with its own unique event, as in maybe in one stage of your life you had a relationship with someone, or maybe there was a time that you learned about a skill, new hobby, or maybe there was a time like that you moved in some different environment. And just like those new things that comes into your life, also they come with a lot of problems with them. And after dealing with all of those problems and obstacles in my way, I kind of realized that there's no point of complaining about them, or there's no point of just always stress about what's gonna come next. So after a point, I kind of realized that I needed to change my perspective, so problems are not gonna be problems at all. And this is the point where I learned about the aspect of seeing the problems as challenges. And the thing is that challenges are there for a reason. Challenges are there because every time you just overcome them, you learn something out of that. And the best part is that every time you learn and adapt, that thing actually spreads all over your reality. And it's the fact that every time I overcome one of my fears and anxieties, I know there will be more of them in the future. But instead of just focusing on the negative things all the time, I kind of started to use them as my advantage. I don't want to sound like an old man, but I do believe that having some fear and anxiety is really crucial for self-development. And ever since I got into this thing, I kind of realized that my actions are getting a little bit more different. Like every time I just be in that zone and decide to face that fear, in the next scene I will become much more confident with myself, and my actions are changing with that feeling, because I don't feel the same anymore. I don't feel any wall that stands in front of me anymore. I'm not the same person anymore. And every time I just come across in those situations where I need to face that fear or anxiety, I always remind myself that this is gonna be over soon. Like, I don't know how or when, but this is gonna be over soon, and you will have so many different abilities at the end, and you will become much stronger. But it's another fact that it's really hard to just focus on the positive sides when you're just dealing with all of those negative things in your head. Like, I'm not saying that we should always get ourselves in a trouble, but from a realistic perspective, I believe that fear is inevitable. Those situations are everywhere, and there's no need for avoid them, because I also believe that every time I just kind of avoid that situation or kind of get away from it, I always stumble upon a much stronger version of it, like, if that makes sense. Every time I just kind of push myself towards it, I both learn something out of that and I get confidence. All of those years when I was a teenager, like I wasn't dealing with serious problems at all. Like I was always getting away from them, but it was kind of okay, I guess, because I was young. I didn't know what I was doing. And nowadays I pretty much learned that living in fear is not a good way to live. It's not a good way to be in the reality. It's not a good way to take actions. Almost like a year ago, I kind of created this idea that is pretty much living inside of my journals. I was having problem with these kind of situations, and while I was journaling about them, I decided to just draw a wall there. So the wall is pretty much like a representation of the feeling inside of me, that thing that gets in my way. And all of these things that I'm talking about, it just pretty much started there. And the most shocking part was that even though I managed to break that wall, there will always be more walls and there will always be more problems in my way. So it doesn't make any sense to just focus on just one obstacle and just, you know, let it to control our actions and emotions all the time. So it's a better idea to just be aware of those fears and anxieties and prepare ourselves for them. It's not a good idea to surround us with a negativity all the time, but I genuinely believe that problems are challenges, and challenges what makes us strong, what makes us reach to our next level. Hope you found anything useful in here, and I see you in the next video.